But for some time, Keenan, I always say you are this AI genius. I've learned so much AI and the use of AI and still learning AI. I would say I was a late adapter to ChatGPT because it's been around for a
Okay.
long time. But I think AI has been around for a very long time, Keenan, as well. So if you can kind of tell us how you got into the space of AI, what do you do with AI, and I mean, what makes you this expert, my brother?
Yeah, man. Well, I'm gonna have a blast making these, episodes, these live streams with you. Kind of got my nerves running a little bit this morning as we kind of get into the flow of stuff. But yeah, man. So, we at Francis really have, adopted as much AI technology as possible to support our partners over the last couple of years since ChatGPT dropped in 2022, and the world really changed, right? But man, I've been working in the space of healthcare for 11 years now. I've been an entrepreneur helping, mission-based organizations, community-based health service organizations leverage technology to increase access to healthcare services. And so over the last couple of years, I've been really on a tear working with different organizations and different leaders who believe in this new technology that's going to be way more impactful than the internet, very transparently, and how we're going to adopt all this technology today. I mean, you even say, as somebody who is, in their mid 30s like me, you are a late adopter, but we're still so early in the game that it's really impossible to be a late adopter today. And so, the purpose of the Jumpstart, right, in these live streams is to help people understand what's happening in the landscape of AI, not talking about what Silicon Valley is telling us, right, but also trying to figure out how people are using the technology today. We're going to bring on some awesome guests. We're going to share lessons learned. And we're just going to share kind of the growing pains of the space in general and help people get their arms around what this technology can mean, man. And so this is going to be a blast.
So for those that are watching right now, this is definitely our first ever, and as I mentioned, not the last. And I looked on LinkedIn. We look good. I'm just saying, we looking good right now,
Good.
Keaton. We're looking good. Now I'm excited about this, man. And you are right. We're definitely not late adopters because there's so many people still living in fear of it. And it's crazy to really think that when I speak to some others that we'll have here on the show, is that they've been telling me, hey, AI has been around for a very long time. It wasn't called AI. People are using AI under everyday use and don't even know it, whether it's text predictions, right? Like, let's be honest. What are some other ways you think people are using AI, like
Dude, I mean,
onto
like,
day to day?
AI is in everything. You know what I mean? It's been interweaved into everything that we do. A lot of people today, especially the younger generation, right? Gen Z is really comfortable ordering food on DoorDash and Uber Eats and stuff like
Hmm.
that. AI is integrated into all those systems and making sure all of your orders are getting to the right place and communication is happening when it should. AI is being integrated into everything that we're seeing every single day. I mean, one of the things that I love in the landscape of AI right now is Tesla has been pioneering how AI is helping their cars drive autonomously from your house to the grocery store and back. And so there's going to be so many developments in this space and how AI is kind of surrounding us. It's everywhere now. And we're going to talk about a lot of that stuff because I think, like you said, people are stuck between either fear of AI or FOMO of missing out. And somewhere in the middle is exactly where the Jumpstart's going to be, talking about how we can be the bridge between those two different locations and help
Yeah.
people meet in the middle to, be an excited place for the future.
And what I'm realizing, man, is that when I'm speaking to so many people about AI, it's like the internet boom. It's like the social media boom, right? So many people relate to the party, but it happened. Whether you were on it or not, it was just part of life. And I think that's where we're at. Do you agree that AI is that new social media, the new internet wave?
It really is, man. It is the new internet. It's going to be a part of everything that we do every single day. It's like thinking about, when I was growing up in the early 2000s, people would say, like, the internet's going to be a fad and it's not going to be anything. But now everything that we're doing today in the business and how we communicate with our friends and family and how we conduct conversations like this is all based on the internet. And so, what I'm really thinking about for the future of AI is this is going to be a layer that everything is built on top of that's going to help us be more efficient. It's going to help us do the things that we want to do. It's going to help us be more connected by giving people the ability to reach out to our organizations 24/7, 365, feel supported, but it's going to help the humans do the more human stuff. And so we're going to have to break a lot of beliefs in this process, Ephraim. What are some of the beliefs that you think people have right now about AI from all the conversations you have every single day?
They probably don't believe that you're real. They probably think you're AI. I mean, that's just I just don't get that. By the way, guys, if you're in the comments, feel free to ask any questions around AI that you may have. While we may not know all the answers, we definitely know a lot of the answers. But just going back to your question, some of the belief is that AI is not human centric. that it would never have empathy, it would never have compassion, and rightfully so. I don't think it's ever going to take away the human interaction. Like, I love human interaction. I love to have conversations with humans, but it's how do we do the things that we do more? I love more, right? And the things that we hate, do that less. And I think AI plays a huge factor in that. And I say this all the time when I'm on the podcast is that you can take an organization of 20 people and make it feel like 30, 40 people with just some of the right AI tools. And maybe you don't know that, but it's like don't just put a wall up, because I think I told you this conversation with this lady was like, I'm so against AI. Oh,
Yeah.
ChatGPT, never. I will never use ChatGPT. You guys tried and XYZ. And I said, okay, let me just show it to you. And I'm just kind of working with her. Very brief, may I add. And a couple days later, she's like, I think I'm overusing AI. I'm like, there's no possible way. But I'm happy that you're using it, right? But it's sometimes it's the education part of it, which is what we want to do is educate people. And we're not saying that it's perfect. We're not saying that it's going to take you from $0 to 100,000. Potentially can. However, we want to let you know that everyone's using it, and you'll see it through some of the hosts that we have, some of the guests that we have here. If it's people that using it in space, people using it in the hospitality, people using it in the nonprofit, the healthcare space, and we're talking to those people on our podcast. But I think a lot of the times people don't realize that we understand AI, right? We're not these new guys that are just coming into this space for a quick buck. We understand. You've been in the space for telehealth for a very long time when you were knocking door to door. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So you have the grind and understanding what worked for people, what the needs were. So you created something for the needs. Can we kind of talk about what was the need that you heard that you said, yeah, wait a minute, there's something there for me?
Yeah, man. So here's one of the biggest aha moments that I had in my career as an entrepreneur, right? In 2014, we started this company, right, for telehealth, helping increase access to mental health services. Now, in 2019, just before the pandemic, we started thinking about how do we enhance the way we engage with people where they are every single day. And what that came down to was using text messages for user engagement and connectivity, right? Allowing for people to reach out to a trusted resource, ask questions. Hey, I need some guidance on this situation. Hey, can I reschedule my appointment? The one thing that we found is that although they were texting back and forth, the staff inside these organizations was incredibly busy. Right, flash forward to 2022, OpenAI drops ChatGPT in November, and now we've got a world of large language models, meaning we can now actually train these AI to be the person or the digital team member on the other side who can actually respond to all of those requests for information. And so, what that did is that allowed for us to position a digital team member in the organization to allow for them to be personified, like you said, with empathy, compassion, validation, motivation. You can train these AI models to be that voice that the brand speaks to people 24/7, 365. And now we allow for people to reach out, get answers, talk to a trusted, I would say, team member of the organization, and always get their questions answered. But at the same time, always feel supported. And so we have to think about how we're going to position that technology in the future. And from my perspective, that is what the biggest opportunity into the future is going to look like is how do we build the digital team members of our organization and then put them in the places they need to be so they can help our human team members do the things that only humans can do, showing up, being that encouraging, that empathetic voice that is always there to help you when you need it.
I love it, Keenan. Before I ask you my next question, it's going to be very funny, but do you see the comments that are coming through? I just want to make sure I put a comment in this comment section, and we want to make sure that we're actually seeing people's comments as we continue to scale this.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the comments right now, and this is exactly why we're here because we're trying to figure this stuff out, right? And so let me make sure that I've got all my stuff that's coming through. Yeah, I'm not seeing any of the studio chats not coming through on Riverside. Where are you seeing
Oh,
the comments at?
actually, well, I have LinkedIn pulled up on my phone. That's the only reason I
Okay.
have it seen. But I would say there's a couple of things that I see here. I'll screenshot it. It actually shows the live. That is so funny. Like on the screen above my head, to the
Hmm.
left side, that it shows live, and then it shows Riverside. Um, so yeah, cool. Just trying to figure out, as we're very new to LinkedIn Live, but we know that you guys are tired of seeing the most boring, very corporate, no hate on anybody, but sometimes I'm just not entertained, right? And that's what I'm going to be doing, entertaining. But to what you were saying,
Exactly.
I got a question. So
Yeah.
everything that you're telling me,
Hmm.
is it like a chatbot?
What are you talking about? Everything's like a
Right.
chatbot. That's a common question that we get, man.
I know. That's why I
You
want
know?
you, because people automatically thought, oh, like a chatbot. But
Yep.
no, this is like nowhere near a chatbot. But it's crazy how people's thought process. Like
Yeah, I
they're
mean, isn't that the human brain though, right? We see things that we've seen in the past and we compare them to what we've already known, right? We
yeah.
get that question a lot. Are you guys just developing chatbots? And that was a huge wave, right, during like 2021, during 2020, during the pandemic. But no, what we're building is conversational AI, right? So you can have a conversation in your natural language pattern in French, Spanish, Tagalog, 60 different languages, right? With this AI, and it can make sure that you have all the resources, answers all the questions, and is able to give you all the support that you need. So what we're talking about truly is an AI experience, not just a chatbot, because this is what a chatbot experience is. I go to a website, I click on a button in the bottom right-hand corner, a little widget pops up and it says, which one of these four options do you want more information about? And you're like, well, I don't want any of those options. I need to ask a question to an actual human. And so you try and navigate through asking the right question, but it's never the right question. You end up getting frustrated. I was talking to a leader yesterday and he was like, I always end up screaming, representative, and just trying to talk to somebody, man. And
That's
that's
so
the
true.
frustration that people have when they talk to chatbots, but we're talking about something completely different. And we'll break that down over the next coming weeks as we kind of talk
So
about our
I share something
technology.
really funny with you when you talk about chatbot. I can't stand a chatbot. So today I was being cheap. I've been telling you about this Elgato teleprompter thing,
Yep, yep.
and I googled it and I seen one that looks very similar to it, just didn't have the Elgato logo from AliExpress.
Okay.
And I ordered the Elgato teleprompter, but realized I didn't put my coupon code, right? So I got it for 170. So then I'm trying to cancel my order so I can repurchase. Do you
Hmm.
understand how frustrated I was that it kept giving me the same like these are the five, and if I click the wrong one, oh, seems like you can't go to the next move. Okay,
Yep.
great. So I started all over again, click the one that I thought it was, and it still doesn't take me. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is actually very, very crazy to the point that I got really frustrated as well. And then it sends me to a live agent, which
Hmm.
was really not a live agent. Then it gave me the same
No.
damn questions, right? But this is different, and I love it. And people, where can people actually test this out if they wanted to test it?
Yeah, I mean, you should come to the Francis website. So, Francis.ai in the bottom right hand corner, you can actually start a conversation with Francis and the actual little guy himself. And when you actually are able to enter in, one thing that makes us unique, right, Ephraim, that we should also talk about is we are all SMS based here at Francis. So, we're
Mhm.
not talking about downloading an app, we're not talking about only being able to communicate with our system, right, when you're on the website, but you can ask questions 24/7, 365 if you have that number saved in your phone. And so that's one of the biggest differences that we have is being able to actually engage with you wherever you're at, 11 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, 6 a.m. before the doors open of the organization. You can reach us anytime, man. And this is where I think the technology is going to have to become better is they want their information on their terms whenever they need it. And that means we have to be able to dynamically understand and respond to what people want. And that means answering the bell whenever they ding it. And I
Because
think that that's a big
Amazon
thing.
and ChatGPT created this problem, and we just want to make sure we can enhance the problem that you guys are having. We
Yep.
do have a question in the chat, actually, Keenan. Our first question
Hey,
ever.
first one, first
It
one.
is Sid. Sid is asking, what are your thoughts to white labeling in an AI voice agent or AI SDR?
Dude, I mean, that's actually a really good question. So, white labeling AI agents or voice agents at this point in time is going to be a huge play. The one thing that I always ask people is what does consumer behavior say when it comes to trust? Okay, trust is going to be a huge element of the future when people engage with AI systems. And so I truly think that the future of an AI voice agent, when the technology becomes really good and transparently, I have Chat GPT on my phone as an app. I speak to the voice agent all the time and it's becoming better and better. But guess what? Naturally, when I talk to that system, I can always tell that it's AI. And so when you're thinking about trust, right, you want to make sure that people know it's an AI. You're not positioning it in the wrong ways, but they also have the ability to escalate to a human counterpart to have those conversations. And so I definitely think that AI SDRs are going to be a thing of the future. But just remember the consumer behavior, right, and the natural human mind is very good at understanding when something isn't human. And so it needs to be positioned as that, as a actual AI SDR, because people will say, "Hey, I thought I was talking to a person." Then you start eroding trust. And if we're talking about sales development roles, trust is the entire process. And so that's a really good question, man. I like that one, Sid.
Yeah, thank you, Sid, for the question. And I guess another question that people may have and don't ask enough is you have so many now easy, accessible AIs. ChatGPT, Copilot, your favorite Claude. He's a
Yeah,
Claude. He loves
yeah,
Claude. I'm a
yeah.
ChatGPT type of
Anthropic,
guy.
man.
But if you can talk, 'cause when people say AI and they say, "Oh yeah, I use Copilot,"
Hmm.
right? And first of all, Copilot is actually to me less on the totem pole than a ChatGPT. What is your thoughts across the board when people are saying that they use Claude, ChatGPT? Which one to you? One, first of all, share which one you enjoy more,
Yep.
and Copilot. Let's talk about that. So many organizations are using Copilot. Is it anything compared to a ChatGPT and Claude?
Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing about Copilot. It's already integrated into a lot of those systems. So very similar to how we started this conversation today. You were saying like AI is already everywhere, right? So Copilot is integrated into different systems, but the way in which you approach Copilot is going to be very different from how you approach a Chat GPT, a Gemini, or even a Claude. Now, me and my team use Claude specifically because I love the projects element of the team plan for Claude. And this is what projects are for everybody who's out there. And I think you guys, I'm gonna put you guys on real sauce and real game right now. Okay. So on
Talk to
Claude,
us.
right, you have the ability to create projects and you can share them across your teams, right? But what you can also do is you can upload custom project instructions inside of the individual project. So I'll give you a good example. I have a AI chief of staff that knows everything about my organization. It knows everything about who's on my team. It knows what our goals are. It knows how we're going to scale to 10 million ARR. It knows everything about us. But then I can also upload documents, templates, emails, different persuasive type of sales development or sales SLR, sales letters, sales video letters, SVLs, SLVs, whatever I'm trying to say. But yeah, I mean, just being able to put all of your information as a team and then work from one custom project is a real opportunity to standardize a ton of communication and a ton of output from the organization as well. And I think it would actually be super helpful next time, Ephraim, or one of our upcoming episodes, where we actually hop into Claude and show people how they can actually use these tools and the output they can get, just to put people past the let's talk about it and let's show what's going on. I think that'd be a great idea too, man.
Yeah, believe it or not, we said 15 minutes. We're definitely past it already. But no, I think that would be great. I think the way that even you use it, you talked about speaking to it. So many people still type into it, and I
Yeah.
actually do not like the one where you speak to that agent. I just hate the voice. You kind of talked about it earlier. It
Yeah.
just bothers me a little bit, right? And then it just doesn't really
But let's talk about that. Why does it bother you? You know what I'm saying? Like what
because
is the
it's not, it
human
doesn't
reaction?
sound real. It doesn't sound
Mm,
real. And like when I speak to it and it gives me the story, it adds me. It talks like me, right? And I like that. It talks like a friend. And it's and not like me, but it talks like a friend. Versus when I'm speaking to that bot, it just bothers me because it's just very generic, very corporate. And I'm not with that, you know. So I think that's what
yeah.
bothers me about physically talking to this agent bot. And yes, a lot of people are probably in that space, but I think it definitely has to be tweaked. Now, there's really good platforms that you can't tell the difference. I don't know that we have it yet at this level, but that's what bothers me about using it. But I think it is good. I think we should be able to show how we use ChatGPT, the output. I was literally just having a conversation with a friend, and it's always funny when they say, "Wow, how did you get that output?" And I'm like, yeah, the data that I gave it, the way that I actually ask for the questions or for the information. And so many times people don't realize data is the number one thing that really
Yes.
allows
Yes,
AI to
brother.
be properly used. And organizations want to use AI. And Keenan, the first thing you would say is get your data in check. Is that correct?
Got to get your data checked, man, because your AI is only as good as the data that you put in, garbage out. And so a big process that we have to take people through is kind of like a data audit process, where it's like if we want good answers out of the system, the good information has to go into it first. And so we'll
Mhm.
definitely dive into some of those, I would say misconceptions, but getting your data in line is actually a well worth activity because it gives you huge returns on your investment. And we'll talk about that a little bit in another episode as well, man. But we got so much to talk about,
We
man.
do, man. We do. And, we have to, we had 4 people. So if you guys are watching, we thank you for tuning in. We'll do this. When is it? This is actually just a test. We're actually live next week. Do you know what day it is?
Tuesday.
People know.
Yep. We're going to be live Tuesday, the 26th, I believe, is the date.
Cool,
We'll be
cool.
holding the same time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, which is 7 a.m. here in Hawaii to get my day started on a good foot. Yeah,
Hawaii.
man, I'm
What?
super excited about it, bro.
Hawaii. Oh my God. This man's talking to us from Hawaii. I'm in the Sunshine State, the good old Orlando. Okay. Yeah. We don't just have anything but Disney. What's
Coast to
some of the fun
coast,
things
man.
you see in Hawaii, man, that you just didn't expect?
Oh, dude, just being outside all the time, man. You know what I mean? Being able to let's have this discussion really quick. Being able to leverage AI to help the business do more every single day so I can actually get outside and enjoy this beautiful place.
Yeah.
As I get older, the one thing I focus on is like enjoying my life as I'm in my prime, 34 years old today. Being able to get outside, spend time with the people who I love, and just be able to experience the world has been a huge surprise for me because I grew up all over the place, but I spent the last 11 years, 12 years in Vegas. And bro, you don't spend a lot of time outside in Vegas when it's 116 degrees outside. And so when it's 85 here, I'm outside walking around with my big sun hat, hanging out, trying to get a little bit of extra tan.
Looking
So,
like you one of them, huh?
yeah, looking like I'm one of them. Exactly.
Matter of fact,
Blending
the
in.
hat's in the back. That's the hat you wearing back there.
Yep, exactly. Right. You can see it back there. The sun hat's ready by the door, ready to rock, man.
No, that's cool, man. That's cool. Well, Keenan, we definitely appreciate it. For those that are watching, we thank you guys for coming on in as well. 5 people. Look at this. It's like I don't even want to leave it. When I start seeing the increase, it's like we don't want to go. But next Tuesday, we'll start our official episode. This was just a jumpstart, making sure everything looked well. We'll definitely do better to get some of these comments on the screen. 'Cause I think that's the engagement that we really like. So, Sid, we thank you for asking the first question and hope that you actually bring back those questions on Tuesday. For anybody that's watching, we'll catch you guys on next Tuesday. My name's Efrain. This is Keenan. We'll catch you later.
Take it
Bye.
easy. Peace.